Super League basketball is levelling up British youths. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
Rodney Chapman will drive. He's unguarded, and he'll put that away for 2. Nobody came close.
Boardman Raffit with a steal at the other end. Out to Evie, and Evie, knocks it down. It's a 1-point game.
Chapman lobs it up to Lee, who hammers down the jam. Super fast break from the shots.
Has space from 3.
Wow!
Boardman Raffit cannot be stopped. 33 points.
Alessio Chapman, not a lot of time, and they'll get it back with Sheffield, with Chapman, who's the man who's leading the assault. There's 2 more.
Evie back out to Nduku again for 3. Victor Nduku! What a performance down the stretch!
It's coming to Nixon. Needs a shot, needs a 3, and gets the 3. Well, cometh the hour, cometh the man. Friday night at the Canon Medical Arena in Sheffield as the Sharks take on the Leicester Riders in the first of 3 meetings in the space of 19 days. It's 4th against 7th in the table, and a loss for a Team Alliance team tonight will end any mathematical chance of Sheffield winning that title. The Riders will feature a new player tonight in Keely Johnson, formerly of Bristol. They also have another fresh face in from America after a stint in Slovakia, Xavier Bledson, but he won't feature tonight. Spencer Johnson, the player of the month in the SLB, is injured and will miss the rest of the campaign. Welcome to Sheffield for the Sharks against the Leicesters, and certainly injuries are the last thing Rob Paternostro needs right now. The reinforcements are in, and they hope to end a string of 6 straight league defeats. Sheffield coming to the game on the back of a thrilling overtime victory against Surrey. They're hoping to assimilate Troy D'Amico into the fold in his 2nd game in Sharks colours. I'm Bob Ballard, alongside me former Sharks and England international Mike Tuck. No form guide on this. This is their first head-to-head since September, so literally nothing to indicate where this might go.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got 2 teams that played their 2nd game of the season, and they both have completely different rosters pretty much across, especially coming on that Leicester side. But an incredible matchup here tonight. Both teams looking to build consistency. Sheffield coming off that big overtime win over Surrey last week, and Leicester, obviously, that narrow 3-point loss to Manchester. They're just trying to get over that hump after a tough spell of games.
We talk about injury problems for Leicester. Obviously, no William Lee for Sheffield for the rest of the season, so that's quite a big loss for them.
Definitely. Guys leading the league in blocks, up there for Defensive Player of the Year, consistent shooter, and obviously with Leicester, 3 of their main starters changed out, and they're waiting tonight to see if their 3rd import, Xavier Bledson, is going to be available, but it doesn't look like it.
Right, let's look at the fixtures for tonight and indeed for the weekend to come as we get well and truly into April. Another game on tonight, London Lions will be at home to the Caledonia Gladiators. Then on Saturday, it's Surrey against Manchester, and 3 games on Sunday will be Leicester Riders against Bristol, Caledonia Gladiators, Newcastle, and Cheshire Phoenix against London Lions. All those games, as ever, live on the Zone, and on Sunday you can watch them back-to-back pretty much. That's the table as it stands going into April. London Lions seemingly with the league already sewn up. They are 6 points clear of Cheshire. Then comes Manchester and of course Sheffield in 4th place and Leicester in 7th. So it's still, we've been talking about this every week, nip and tuck in terms of getting those middle places anyway.
It definitely is, and obviously a big game tonight here for the Braun Sheffield Sharks. Has 13 wins, but 14 gives them that little bit of insurance and they've only got those 12 in the loss column, so they're trying to finish in that top 4.
All right, let's hear from the respective coaches in terms of what they think might happen tonight. As I say, they haven't seen each other since September, but it will be Sharks against Leicester for the first time in 2026. We'll hear from the team Lions after we heard from Rob Paternostro.
Coach, you're here at the Canon Medical Arena after a tough loss last week in Manchester. Talk to us about that game. What'd you learn?
Well, I mean, we came down to last play with an opportunity to send it to the overtime, so that was pretty impressive with the amount of bodies that we had. Obviously, you know, losing the 4 starters off the team and, you know, really unable to replace them. I'm proud of the effort that the guys gave. We got to get better on defense a little bit, but yeah, it's been a real challenging time for us trying to navigate through this fixture list with such a limited amount of bodies.
Well, let's get into that a little bit. Obviously, lots of roster changes. You brought in Keedy Johnson, former SLB player. Mike Joyner from BCB is here. You announced today Xavier Bledson. Is he available for tonight's game?
Well, Keedy's available. Keedy was at Manchester game last week, ready to play, but wasn't cleared yet, which was very frustrating because we had signed him earlier in the week. And Bledson, we signed him about a week ago, and maybe a little less than that. And right now, as I speak to you, he is not eligible to play. So extremely frustrating for whatever reason to not be able to get that over the line. Because like I said, we're a group that's playing hard, that's fighting, but limited with bodies. And that's a real factor for us right now.
Coach, coming into this one off a huge overtime win over Surrey last week, how did that win feel for you guys?
It was nice. It was a good win for us. It's good to win in overtime, especially in front of your home crowd, and trying to get that type of game under your belt before the playoffs start. You know, it's a positive takeaway, but you know, we can get better and improve, and that's what we're trying to do.
Tonight in the tank, we've got the Leicester Riders. Obviously a team that's had a bit of a disruption this season, lots of different names in their roster tonight. How do you prepare for something like that?
Well, you just got to go and focus on yourself, and you know, they have a style of play that I'm sure they're going to try to stick to. Personnel is going to be different, but we got to try to just make sure we're ready for what they've done in the past and hope that works. And for us, like I said, it's about us just being a better team and playing together better and playing some good defense.
Speaking of the past, you have one win over them already this season, but that was all the way back in September, second game of the season. Both rosters have changed incredibly since then. How do you repeat that performance here tonight?
Well, it's like you said, there's no real connection in that as far as teams-wise. So for us, we got to make sure we just move the ball, play together, and play aggressive.
Let's look at 2 key players to watch out for in the 40 minutes of basketball tonight. A man's had more 2-point attempts this year than anybody else, Nick Kern Jr.
Yeah, Nick Kern Jr. He's been one of the most reliable two-way players for Sheffield this season. Obviously, he's averaging 11.9 points per game, 4 rebounds, over 2 assists, and shooting over 50% from the field. But last time out, he exploded for 29 points, 9 rebounds in that overtime win over Surrey. He plays physical, he attacks downhill, he's great at finishing in transition, and defensively, he gives Sheffield that versatility, be able to guard multiple positions. And with William Lee out, his rebounding and defensive presence has become more important tonight.
77 for the Leicester Riders tonight is Flynn Boardman-Raffay.
Flynn Boardman-Raffay, a young British guard with a big opportunity in the last couple games. He's coming off a massive performance of 35 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, showing some real scoring ability and confidence. And I know he's averaging 7 points, but that's in 17 minutes. And I think he's just got such an upside to his game with Leicester dealing with all the roster changes and new players coming in. This could be a big opportunity for him to take on a bigger role tonight, but also for the rest of the season.
And this is the starting 5 for the Riders for tonight.
And obviously we see Keedy Johnson, former Bristol Flyer, in that lineup tonight. And also Michael Joyner of BCB Loughborough coming off the bench. But those are the 2 new signings you need to keep your eye on in this roster.
And for the Sharks, I doubt very much we have too many surprises in the starting 5. Let's have a good look.
Obviously, your standard starting five there. Farrell Ali Hodgic back in the starting lineup after a monster performance from him last game. He helps give that Sharks that inside presence that could be the difference maker tonight.
Well, we'll have no problems at all with identification in terms of colours anyway. They are very stark and very contrasting. In red will be the Leicester Riders, and in all blue as we look at a man who's hoping to end that horrible run. March was a month he'd definitely like to put back in the cupboard and lock it up. But Mr. Paternostro hoping for better things tonight in a building where they haven't had great success, to be honest. Not too many teams have a winning record here, and they would like to change things around. It's rocking, it's a Friday night. It's the Canon Medical Arena as we get ready to go. Sheffield in all blue, and Leicester's with the first offense for the first interception made by the Sharks by Farrell Ali Hodgic. Into the corner for Rutino. Is he off to a flying start? No, a bit slow and a bit low in terms of that first attempt as Riders start to make their way back towards the Sheffield basket again. Here is the man that we teed up for you just before the start, Flynn Borden-Rappe. He'll work his way back into the basket. He's just outside, actually, but there's two put away by Suleiman. First two for Leicester in the game.
I love that Euro step inside by Suleiman. Took his time, got a good look at the basket. Broke the ice for Leicester.
Rutino for the second time. This time he's successful. First three of the night.
And speaking of breaking the ice, there's Jordan Rutino from the corner. We've seen a few of those in his past.
And that's got the Sheffield Sharks on the board. How opens this game going to be, and how's this new look Leicester Riders going to come together in the next 39 minutes or thereabouts? Sheffield get another steal, another interception. Williams will put it up for the hang time for you know who.
Picking up where he left off from last game, flying through the air on that one. Nick Kern Jr. opens up his scoring.
It's nearly always spectacular. It's nearly always good. Sometimes he likes to over-rev it sometimes, but I think he's in the mood and in the groove. He's very hard man to stop. Rappe, good rejection by Rutino. So he's got a 3 under his belt, and he's got a big rejection in the corner as well.
Well, I'm loving this defensive intensity from the Sharks from the get-go. That's how you want to start the game. Big, big defensive plays, steals, blocks. Nothing easy for Leicester so far.
Borden-Rappe to Evie. Evie for three, no, off right, and that will land obligingly into a slightly different looking this week. Nick Kern Jr. Under the hoop he goes, and out of bounds he goes. That will be a turnover, and Leicester will have the ball. 2 minutes in nearly, and it is 5-2. Rare Friday night game here at the Canon Medical Arena, and say a rare meeting between these two. Haven't met since the back end of September, but they've got 3 meetings in the space of under 3 weeks, so they'll get to know each other pretty well by the end of April.
And again, another Sharks deflection right there, just showing how locked in they are defensively. Three out of, what, 4 or 5 possessions, they've got a hand on the ball.
And obviously a lot of this down to the Leicester team just getting to know each other, getting to know their positions, getting to know what their plays are, and that's just a little bit too long. And they'll go again for 3, and another rebound for the Sheffield Sharks. Most of those rebounds are being pounced pretty quickly and very effectively by Sheffield at this stage. Rodney Chapman Jr., Rodney Chapman the third brother. Dirk Williams in, that goes. All strength for 3.
Incredible ball movement there. Dirk Williams wide open. You know he's knocking that down with his feet set.
Nice opening for Sheffield, 8-2. Leicester finding it hard to get close to the basket, let alone in range. Now they might, potentially with Nat Martin. Goes back door, but there's no easy way through for Suleiman, who does get 2 to add to his early basket.
Oh, tough basket there for Suleiman off the broken play, but nice little fadeaway keeps Leicester close.
Ronnie Chapman the third. Well, let's see what his options are. Williams is his closest and most obvious one. Ali Hozic has just thrown it away. Actually, it was a little touch en route, so it still will be a ball for Sharks.
We see riders dropping into the zone. Looks like they're popping back into that man now, but quick zone set to break things up.
Chapman to Nick Kern Jr. Maybe something from him. Yes, there is something from the turnaround jumper from him.
Well, I just love the confidence that Nick Kern Jr. has right now. Obviously, that monster performance last game, and he's just keeping it rolling today. Keep it moving.
Yeah, it's real proper Sharks basketball. That's not going to be quite good enough from the corner from Flynn Borman-Rafe. So another turnover for the Sharks. And here comes Ali Hozic. Doesn't get it first time and doesn't get a chance on the rebound. So Leicester can advance down the middle of the court this time. Borman-Rafe with Martin. They just don't have an easy route to the basket. Sheffield Sharks are doing well, but that will be two from the line for Keedy Johnson.
And that's just what Keedy needs to get going. Just a trip to the line. Hopefully see that ball go through the basket. We know what kind of numbers he can put up playing with Bristol Flyers last season. He started this season in Lebanon, spent a month at home, and then got the call from the Riders. So he's here a couple weeks now, but putting in some minutes tonight, so we'll see what he can do integrating with this squad.
That's the first foul of the game. Comes 4:03 into it. Keedy Johnson for 2 from 2. Yeah, hasn't lost that art, hasn't lost the ability or the touch from free throw range. And that edges Leicester a bit closer by 4. Sharks still lead. Tino's already got 1-3 under his belt. Ronnie Chapman the third. Now Nick Kern Jr. back out for Chapman. Chapman will go baseline or nearly just short. Everybody's a bit short tonight with some of their shots. And there's another good case in point as Leicester retrieve it once again with Johnson. Oh, yes. He hasn't lost that touch either. Free throws, no problem. A little slam, no problem.
Oh, my Lord. Big take from Johnson.
Well, he wants to establish himself very early in this team. That might just have rocked Sharks back on the heels a bit there. Evie, and then another one. Well, anything you could do, Nathaniel Martin could do too.
That levels it. Back-to-back slams for the Riders. Their fans are on their feet.
Yeah, just got off the ball marginally for a very short period of time. Well, Leicester has stepped up their game more to the point, and they brought it back to 10 apiece. Nick Kern Jr. will go baseline, and he, without too much flamboyance this time, puts it away for 2, and Sharks get back in front.
Well, he's just out there making it look easy, using that athleticism. Good finish at the rim.
Suleiman already got 4 in the game. Here is Johnson. Johnson then puts it straight into the path of... Oh, what a rejection. He's doing everything at the moment, isn't he?
And you just forget how athletic Keedy Johnson is. He was doing all these things with the Flyers. But it's a nice reminder here tonight. A dunk and a big block as he goes and takes a quick rest.
Well, he's put Leicester right back in the game after a very sluggish start. He's given just a little extra drive, a little extra oomph in the Leicester offense as we see Prentice Nixon into the game for the first time. He'll work with Dirk Williams. Looking at the minutes that Dirk Williams has registered this year, absolutely phenomenal from a Sharks point of view. No less than 807 minutes before this game during the course of the season, and he scores 3s like that too.
He's shaking, he's baking. Dirk Williams, huge arcing 3.
Well, the baskets have been true quality, not too many sloppy or seconds here. They've been either going straight through on 3s, or we see some jams and some slams in the first 6 minutes. As Menzies comes in for Leicester, and stepping out is going to be Nat Martin. It's Leicester ball, and Sharks up by 5. Evie. Looks and looks and looks and sees a man in the corner. That man in the corner is going to be a little bit short from Nduku. Now, Nick Kern Jr. did a lot. Now Williams. Don't give him that time. Do not give him that kind of space. And that's exactly what he'll do. 3-3-pointers.
9 points, 3 for 3 from the three-point line. Dirk Williams has it going early.
He most certainly does. So reliable. Nearly an interception. Whoa! I think Nick Kern Jr. is okay as he went flying into his own half a bit there, but there's two more. In fact, the first two for Nduku.
Well, much needed 2 points there for Leicester, going through a little bit of a dry spell. A nice, easy one on the inside.
Nick Kern Jr. Williams from short range this time, his first two of the night.
Dirk Williams is unconscious here in this first quarter, already into double digits, 11 points personal.
20 points already on the board in the first 7 minutes for the Sharks. And they're doing good D. I think potentially there's a sub coming, not a timeout. And turn, spin, move, doesn't get it in. And Sharks are doing well with guarding the basket. Some of them getting too close range. Nick Kern Jr. Here's Nixon with Michael Tarobia going to the hoop. Oh, a little back pass. Is this going to end in the basket? Not quite, no. A little bit of showboating there, but didn't quite result in the two they were looking for. And now Leicester will have a chance to go all the way. No. Maybe now, no, strolling away. Nick Kern Jr. taking it right out of the hands of Nduku. And there's a substitution, but already Leicester coach is not overly happy with something. Was it missed?
I think he saw that the strip on Nduku. He thought it was a foul, but it looked from my angle like a good strip.
20 points to 12, 2:09 remaining. Just the one foul in the game so far as well.
Fast-moving game, good first quarter, high scoring. Dirk Williams with more than half of the Sharks' points so far.
And here he is on the ball again. He's got 11, and he'll get a 14-second reset as the ball comes back off the legs of a Leicester Rider player. So 1:58. Dirk Williams trying to set the play from the sideline. Francis Nixon hasn't scored yet, but certainly looking to. Here's Rodney Glasgow Jr.
Right off the bench and right into the basket. Big three for the captain.
Biggest lead of the game so far, 11 points for the Sheffield Sharks. It could be more than 25 points in the first quarter, potentially, if they get possession back. And that's a the foul was on Ocherobi. I thought that was a pretty good double team, actually, but the referee did not.
I don't know if he caught him with the body there, though, but good aggressive defense from the Sharks. They've been playing that way from the beginning of the game, and it's obviously been working for him, holding Leicester to only 12 points here as we head towards the end of the first.
No fouls against Leicester so far, 2 against Sheffield. Menzies to Johnson. Here's Joyner. First time I mentioned him in the game. And then there's a foul and 1. 2 for Bournemouth. Rafe gets him underway, and he'll go to the line for another.
Well, just a nice heads-up play from Riders there. Obviously, Mike Joyner, nice little dish pass inside to the cutting Boardman Rafe. We see here, sees the lane open up. And a nice little dish pass and 1. And Boardman Rafe obviously coming off that 35 performance last week in Manchester. So looking to build on that and keep going with his confidence.
Yeah, full set for him. 2 from open play, the 1 from the free throw line. And that brings the Leicester Riders back within 8. Now Rodney Glasgow Jr. opened his account with a 3. Dirk Williams has got 11 so far in the game. First time we've seen Troy D'Amico tonight looking for his first basket in Sharks colours. Glasgow Jr. has 5 seconds. Here comes Big Mike and a big dunk.
You love to see it. Big 2-hand slam from Big Mike Ocherobia.
25 points they've hit. Have the Sharks in the first 10 minutes now from the corner. Is that going to go in? No, it'll be a rebound, and it will eventually be a Sheffield rebound. So they'll have the last but one possession in this quarter. Prentice Nixon opened his account, not quite. And the rebound is very comfortably claimed by Flynn, Boorman, Rafe. Here's Keely Johnson. A bit of a discrepancy of about a second or so between shot clock and game clock. I don't think he's going to want to take it all the way down, but perhaps he does. Johnson still looking for the option. They've got to go deep, very, very deep, incredibly deep in the end for Flynn, Boorman, Rafe. And I think there's just a little bit of time. Yeah, there's 2.2 seconds remaining before the end of the quarter. So Sheffield have to construct something pretty quickly here with Prentice Nixon. Need to get to a man who's deep, and that'd be Mike Kocherobia down the end of the court. But Prentice is going to go. Well, he does do miracles at times and can perform some ridiculous baskets. That was a bit deep even by his standards, but a very, very good first 10 minutes for the Sharks, and they are comfortably in front by 25-15.
They definitely are, Bob, and I just think I like the defensive intensity that Sheffield has come out with here tonight. Nothing easy at the rim or around the rim for the Leicester Riders so far. Leicester struggling from that three-point line. Obviously, you can see 0 for 7 so far. They've got a few good looks on the inside and obviously a couple trips to the free throw line, but they need to find some rhythm for multiple players and inside-out basketball, whereas the Sharks doing a great job inside-out. Dirk Williams, phenomenal start to the game. 11 points personal, leading all scorers. 4 points for Suleiman.
Well, one of the problems for the Riders is their player of the month from last month, who's obviously not in the game and won't be into the game for the whole of the season now, is actually their most accurate three-point shooter. So take him out of the equation, that's a big loss.
Oh, huge loss. I mean, talking to Coach Rob Paternoster before the game, he said I lost my 3 starters when we had just started getting a rhythm and a groove. Obviously, you're missing Mark Lovin, Dave Carey, and Battle, who was leading the league in scoring. Carey leading the league in assists. And Loving, obviously, longtime player for Leicester in the past, so all 3 guys out the window. And they've had to do a mini rebuild within the season, so tough spot to be if you're Leicester, but some encouraging play from some of the youngsters, for example, like Flynn, Boorman, Rafe last game.
Yeah, as far as they're concerned now, it's all getting ready and trying to prepare themselves for the run into the end of the season. The playoffs not too far away, and they're going to have a mini season now starting at the beginning of April, take them through to hopefully, in their eyes, the middle of May, and see whether they can perform some heroics over the last 6 weeks and go with a bit of a run for the tape. But they've got to get some cohesive unit here now, with some players coming in just trying to adapt and assimilate. Sharks, for the most part, have got a pretty settled and set lineup, with the exception of Troy D'Amico still finding his way in. Dirk Williams, however, has been the mainstay for them all the way through the season. 11 points tonight. And, he rarely comes off the court. We talked about the amount of minutes he's logged this year. He is a hard worker, and he has so many different aspects to his game as well. You try and prevent one, you try and stop one, he has other elements. That was a little bit sloppy by his standards. But Leicester have it with Travis Evie. Looking for his first points in the game. And Leicester looking to recover a 10-point deficit. Meanwhile, under the hoop, looks like Dirk Williams has picked up a foul for something I didn't see. It was off the ball. It's a holding foul, so he'll come out because that's his second foul of the game.
Yeah, Dirk Williams, 32 minutes per game. Leads the team in minutes per game, points per game.
Well, he's going to sit out for a little while. They won't want him out of the action for too long. It's so important to them. Menzies. Again, back to Evie. Evie goes baseline, has to go right along the baseline before he can turn. He finds Mike Kocherobia in his way. And Kocherobia is going to pick up a foul. For what, I'm not quite sure.
Well, crowd isn't too happy about that one. You'll see, if we can see a quick replay, Ocharobia did have his hands up, but you've got to have your hands straight up 90 degrees. Let's see here, his arms are just forward a little bit. So it's a blocking foul.
Yep, that's how the officials interpreted it. So, again, it is a Leicester rider who goes to the free throw line. Travis Evie has a chance to get his night underway, points-wise. And that's exactly what he does.
And Travis Evie has been a consistent guy for this Riders team all season. 11 points per game, 3.8 assists per game, plays over 24 minutes a game. And a season that's been a bit chaotic, Evie's been that consistent guy.
And he is from the free throw line. That's what they've been good at tonight. The chances they've had, the opportunities they've had on the free throw line, they've taken them. And so far, Sharks have not had the opportunity to do that yet. Rodney Chapman III with Prentice Nixon. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Chapman will have to go on a move. Here comes Ali Hodzic for two.
Great roll there from Ali Hodzic, and I love how Chapman is looking to feed the big man and find him on the down low by the basket. Nice 2 points from him.
10-point lead is restored for the Sharks. Evie to Johnson. Had a couple of very dramatic and very flash baskets early on to establish his presence on the court. They're rotating well, but they're running out of time. That's another attempt from left field, and that will be three.
Duku, big three from him.
He goes to five. Nixon finds Troy D'Amico. Still looking for that first basket. He'll feel much more comfortable when that's under his belt. And there comes a foul. This one is on Ali Hodzic, and the foul will be on Travis Evie.
And it's just a good strategy from the Sharks. If you've got a big man going, you just got to keep going to him while he's hot. Keep finding him on those roll situations. This is why you brought him here, to help give this team the inside presence. And it seems like he's really starting to get into his groove now that he's been here for almost a month.
Yeah, so he did against Surrey last week. That's 20-plus points in a telling overtime victory. Becoming a crowd favorite very early on, too. They're really taking to him because of that great display. Just what was it now, 5 days ago?
Well, Ali Hodges, a former Leicester rider, as he knocks down that second free throw, and his family is from Leicester, so might be a great experience for him playing against his hometown team.
Yeah, well, if any of them are here tonight, it's a good turnout here at the Canon Medical Arena. Not too many visible seats and a lot of noise. I tell you, it's a very, very noisy night. Evie for Leicester. If you have just joined us, they're all in red. Sharks in their traditional, as now is, all blue at home. Evie having to do a lot of work by himself, and that's going to come to nothing as it's eventually stolen away by Rodney Chapman III. Quick transition here for the Sharks. Nick Kern Jr. looking for the man underneath. That's fouled again is Ali Hodzic. And not having any fouls early on, they've just had two. And that's going to be an intentional foul.
Intentional foul. Didn't get a great look at it on our screen here, but take a quick look here. An intentional foul is when a player does not go for the ball. So we'll see here. That was an extremely hard foul. So obviously, Farrell will go to the line, but again, Farrell's got it going right now. Sharks are looking for him, and that's exactly what you want to see. It's a high IQ team that knows when to get what players, find the mismatch and go inside. So great job from Farrell in these last couple minutes.
First free throw missed of the night on either team. Ali Hodzic put the last two away. And he put the second of the two away here. Yeah, just kind of rolled its way in, but it got there eventually. And now it will be sideline possession for the Sharks because of that intentional foul. And Prentice Nixon will look and see. He needs to get it in 5 seconds, of course, and he does just about manage to do that. Rodney Chapman III got 3 red shirts between him and the basket, and he bounces it off the leg of Victor Nduku. 8 seconds on the shot clock now. They're all like bees around a honeypot. The Sharks' main man, Retino's trying to get, he's trying to get open. He's running here, there, and everywhere. And Ali Hozic gets it. Look at that. Found Rodney Chapman the third, right in the right position, and he did the rest.
Beautiful pass there from Ali Hozic to Chapman.
That's going to be another interception, well, nearly. And that one's still bouncing around, and Flynn Boardman, Rafa, can't quite get it to where he wants to get it. He's having to do the reparation work at the moment, and that one's not going to find its way. That was right on the 24-second shot clock. But the Sharks will be able to pouch it again, take it forward again with Rodney Chapman into the corner. Nick Kern Jr. set. Not quite. Ali Hozic gets the rebound, and then Nick Kern Jr. can do it again, potentially. Retino, good rotation. Nuss, overhit. Somehow, some way, Sharks get it back. Rodney Chapman, no. And that's going to be this time Leicester's ball with Travis Evie. Nobody wanted to put it away at that stage. 32-20. 6:42 remaining in the second, but Ali Hozic is doing great work at both ends. This should be Retino's, and he gets fouled just as he was about to be in the act of shooting. I don't think he was in the act of shooting, so that should be sidelined, is it?
Yeah, that'll be on the ground there, but he had Kern Jr. barreling down the wing. Could have been a nice little lob play, but Evie able to get back. But again, the hands of the Sheffield Sharks tonight, just denying the ball, creating deflections, creating steal opportunities. Their defense is on point.
2 fouls for Evie, 3 in total now for Leicester in this quarter alone. So edging towards potential team foul problems with quite a lot of time to go in the second. Here's Nixon. Quite deep. It's got Ali Hozic and Retino. Very quick bounce pass as it comes in for the option from Rodney Chapman, and they get it back, and Leicester are just giving them second and third phase balls quite regularly now. Nixon has to spread it to the right-hand side of the court, and that's going to be in and out, and in and out, and they've kept it. No, they can't. Oh, they have kept it in possession with Rodney Chapman again, working his way inside. Hasn't got any twos yet, just the 1-3 in the game. Nick Kern Jr.
How many offensive boards are we going to see in a possession?
Well, what the team of Lions would like to see is that go away, and that was just a little casual from Foro Ali Hozic. And Leicester have it back. I don't know any points for ages, have we, seemingly. Johnson, that should be an easy, well, no, way off actually. Not even close from Nat Martin.
Well, Suleiman, great cleanup play there for him. He actually finished off an offensive rebound, but this Riders team has got to do a better job on the defensive boards.
Here's Chapman, the third. And here's Ali Hozic, who can do a bit of hang time as well himself. And that was a really scrappy couple of minutes, but the Sharks won't care because they are now up by 12.
Great play there from Ali Hozic. Big, strong finish. That's what you need. A high percentage shot, two-hand slam. But the ball movement from the Sharks has been incredible here in this second quarter. They're doing a great job on the defensive end. They're doing a great job of crashing those offensive boards and then moving the ball as Riders have been switching in and out of man and zone defenses. We take a quick look at our leading scorers here. Obviously, Dirk Williams with those 11 points in that first quarter. We haven't seen much of him here in the second quarter, but I won't doubt he'll be on the court very soon. Nick Kern Jr., 6 rebounds total to go along with his 6 points. And obviously, Farrell Ali Hozic doing a great job inside and getting himself to the free throw line. Leicester Riders, Suleiman, 6 points for him. And Nduku has knocked down a couple shots, 5 points for him. And Keedy Johnson, now in a Leicester Riders shirt, 4 points personal. I'm sure we'll see a lot more of him as we head further into this game.
Remember, there is another game in progress right now. London against Caledonia at the Copper Box. And they are into the second period, just into it. They're a bit behind us. And London have got an established an early lead, 29-22 at this stage. 34-22 here as we get towards midway through this second quarter. That was a little bit of a scrappy couple of minutes where there were rebound after rebound after rebound, and nobody seemed able to put it away. But then Sharks ended that little run and gave themselves their biggest lead of the game so far. Here's Bowman Rafe up and too strong, and that will be taken by Nick Jr. So I think that's rebound number 7, isn't it?
That's exactly what it is.
Chapman the third. We'll just slow things down. Look for an option. There's 3 red jerseys in the way, but Nick Kern Jr. says, I don't care about that. I might obviously run out of time and run out of space this time, though, and he does both of those things. And that will be Leicester ball.
Just getting a little bit too sped up on that play. Great drive to the basket. Just got to get your timing, your footing right. But what a phenomenal start to the game. Again, coming off that big 29 performance last week against Surrey.
Leicester need some baskets. Remember, they scored 15 in the first quarter. They've only added 7 since. Finding it very hard from outside or inside to get too close. Suleiman has got a couple already and make it his third. Does get fouled in the act of shooting, goes to the court. And that will be foul on Ali Hozic, and that will be his first.
I like Suleiman's game, very crafty. He's got the size to work down low in the post, but good handle on the ball and able to draw the foul there. Break it up a little bit. Leicester need to start putting some points on the board and playing some catch-up ball before the halfway mark, before this game gets out of hand.
Just to mark your card that Mike Ottorobi is on 3 fouls. And that doesn't drop for Suleiman. 2 pointers already secured for him, but not on this occasion. Good start on the free throws early on. He'll be putting theirs away, but a few just dropped off the zenith of where we were. Suleiman will get the second, though. And the lead will come down to 11, but Sharks just patiently building this time. Just taking their time getting over halfway. Ali Hozic has got Jordan Rutino, and he's got Rodney Chapman again. Nick Kern Jr. is trying to make himself available. Here's Ali Hozic. Turns, looks, 5 seconds. Something has to come here pretty quickly. Rodney Glasgow Jr. perhaps. And that's in, and it's not quite in. It just has a little shuffle, a little wriggle. Comes right back out for Ryder's possession. Now, here is Johnson, gets stripped of it again by Ali Hozic. Glasgow Jr. throws it away.
Yeah, tough one there. He had 2 options to pass to, and he kind of threw it between both of them. So turnover for the Sharks, but again, great defense that's creating offense for them.
First timeout of the game has been called by Sheffield. 34-23. Leicester just with 8 points since the restart.
Yeah, 8 points. They're only 1 for 10 from the 3-point line. They're only shooting 36% overall. Just feels like there's not a fluidity with their offense so far, but it's as of no surprise, you know, adding 2 players into a system that's already been there for an entire season as we head into this last month of play. So just trying to get these new players in and get used to each other's games is going to be an uphill struggle if you're the Leicester Riders and Rod Paternostro. And also, you know, we talked about it a little bit, but Xavier Bledson, 6'6" forward who's played in Slovakia, great success. He could have definitely helped them out there tonight, but unfortunately, he was not cleared to play before this one. They were waiting literally to the last minute before the game, but the paperwork didn't come through.
He'll be in their lineup as of next week, though. We'll see what he's got. And Sharks will certainly see him on 2 more occasions before the end of the season, because they've got 2 more encounters before the end of April. But at the moment, it's not quite cruise control for the Sharks. That's probably why Atiba Lions just chose that moment to call them in, have a quick chat. But at the moment, there's a nice comfort zone, cushion of this, if you want, between the 2 teams. 11 points. So Leicester are finding it hard to get in range of basket, let alone get some baskets right now. The scoring is pretty much dried up in the last 5 minutes, but maybe Martin on the turn, on the spin, does well. He'll get 2.
Good execution coming out of the timeout there, Martin. Nice finish inside, the turnaround fall away off the glass, and good.
Chapman. Again, the Sharks looking to rotate far more quickly, more readily these days than they have done in recent times. There's a foul.
And I'll tell you what, it is hard to stay in front of Nick Kern Jr. He is such a slippery player. He's got great speed for his size and get into his spots.
Suleiman picks up the foul, his first, and Leicester's 4th. One more, and of course, Sharks will go to the free throw line. Got to get the ball in first, they do just about. And Osic takes reception of it. Chapman. Again, is this going to be the first one? Not quite for Troy D'Amico. It's coming, but not coming just yet. Now, Leicester's putting a bit of pace into this offense, and that's not a strip by Nick Kern Jr. That's a foul by Nick Kern Jr. That's not gone down very well in this place.
Definitely not. Fans letting him know. I think it was a great block on the ball, but it looked like he might have clipped him with the body. We see here in transition. Good pass to Keedy. Nice pump fake, and yeah, a little bit of contact on the body there. So Keedy will go to the line.
Well, he didn't complain too much. He's having a little chat with the ref now, but he wasn't apoplectic. Just taking it as part and parcel what happens in the game occasionally. Johnson doesn't put his free throw away this time. Put his first 2 away in the game, but not on this occasion. They need these points because they've not even yet. They have now hit 10. Only just into double figures for this quarter, and that one will roll out and fall very kindly to the Sharks, who can now make their advancement. And remember, next time there's a foul by Leicester, they'll go to the line because they're on 14 fouls now. Sheffield are also on 14 fouls, so the same will apply to both teams. Ronnie Chapman will drive to the basket and put it away for 2.
Oh my Lord, the ball handling on that play. Chapman the third going to work inside.
Looking for a way to back in here. That's the only way there is, because that's such really strong work by Troy D'Amico, making sure there was no easy way through to the basket. And will there be 2 and 1 for that? Wait and see whether that was a continuation of the play. I think it might have been. Yeah.
Great job from Martin, his 8th point of the game. Sorry, 6th point of the game with a chance for 7 here, but just strong physical play inside, got the offensive rebound, a nice spin. D'Amico there just a little late.
Yep, that one's okay. And the lead is now 8. 36-28. So Sharks aren't exactly pulling away, and they don't want that to happen too often. Now, did the last touch come off Leicester, or did it come off Sheffield? They've got the ball. That's a changing call.
Switch the call, yeah.
And Rob Paternoster is not overly happy, as you might imagine, but it's gone the way of the Sharks. Dirk Williams, 15 seconds on the shot clock, by the way. It's not a reset. And it's with Nick Kern Jr. Again, they know how dangerous he is. They've got a wall of red between him and the basket, but they can't stop Faro Alihazic.
And they're doing a great job of finding the big men. I keep saying it over and over again, but they're playing to their strengths. Farrow's done a great job on the interior.
That's going to be a foul as well, as Flynn Boardman Rafe was trying to put 2 more in. And to the line will go the Leicester Riders, and to the line will go the Leicester Riders number 77. They got 3 points so far. Hasn't come up with a big load of buckets yet, but got a chance to improve it to 5 as in comes Prentice Nixon again for the Sharks.
And I like the aggressive style of play from Flynn here. He's drawn 3 fouls so far tonight, couple trips to the line. Those free throws will add up to him. 4 points personal on the night so far. And he is a bright young British talent coming up. be interesting to see how his game develops over the years.
2 for 2 from the free throw line this time. As Mike was mentioning, Dirk Williams on 3 fouls now, Michael Cherubia on 3. And both teams are on 5 team fouls now. Here's Prentice Nixon. They're all trying to set up Troy D'Amico for his first basket in Sheffield colours. They need to keep the ball first, and they've lost it this time. And Martin, and there's 2 more.
Wow, Katie just soaring through the air on that one, lightning quick.
Just over a minute to go in the second quarter. D'Amico, Nixon will go to the corner. No, he won't. Get Nick Kern Jr. to try and turn, spin, and all in one motion, get another 2 points.
Beautiful play from Nick Kern Jr. 8 points personal.
Here's Johnson. Has a couple of options. The option he's gone with is Nat Martin into the corner now for the 3. Not slightly off from Suleiman. He's got a couple of 2s and a free throw to his total so far. Chapman is the open man, and then the ball comes off the hand.
No, I believe it's a foul.
Who's going to foul?
Holding foul on
Johnson, yeah. Well, there was a big shout of what from my right-hand side. It wasn't you, it was the coach of Leicester going, what? Not very surprising. They're obviously on 5 team fouls now, so to the line.
You see here, I mean, Kern was calling for the ball in the post. He fancied the matchup here, and we see, like I said before, he's a tough guy to stay in front of. Didn't look like there was much on that one, but Kern will head to the line, knock down that first free throw, and bumps himself up to 9 points personal with a chance to go into double figures here.
Yeah, go one behind Dirk Williams, who's leading all scorers on 11 at the stage. Not this time, but they get the rebound. Almost did. Maybe that's what he was intending. He got caught on the wrist, actually, as he was trying to go for that. Might have picked up a bit of a knock. He'll carry on, I'm sure. I'm not sure that's going to put him out of his stride too much. But Johnson has it now. Looking at the clock. 7 seconds on the shot clock. 10 on the game clock. Coming from the corner. Thinking about it. And was that basket interference there by their own team? I think it was. I think Leicester did basket interference on their own basket there.
Not sure. Here we see Nick Kern Jr. grabbing that wrist, and I'm not sure what the call was on that. I think the ball might have touched the shot clock on one of the bounces, but we'll see what happens with Nick Kern Jr. as he heads to the bench, grabbing that wrist. I know he's had wrist injuries earlier in the season, so be something definitely for the physio to take a look at in this one. But Leicester obviously ending that first quarter down 10. They've cut it to 9 now, so they've kept it consistent, and only 5.9 seconds here left in this first half. So possession, I believe, is back to the Sharks.
The weird thing is, actually, Mike, is that even though Leicester seem to have been undercooked in this, they're actually potentially going to win this quarter by 1 point.
By 1 point, yeah. And I mean, you'd like to see them cut it back and get it level, but 10 points is a lot to bite into, especially with the bench that they're rolling with. So if they can keep it in single digits and going into the second half, I think Coach Paternoster will be happy with that.
Top 3 scorers in the game, all on the Sheffield Sharks side. Dirk Williams with 11, Faro Alihozic with 9, and Nick Kern Jr. with 9. Top scorers for Leicester at the stage are Suleiman with 7 and Martin with 7. They've got one chance here. They've got, 4 seconds to create something, and that's some travel. Oh, actually, no, it's a foul. It's a foul, not a travel. He wanted a travel to Johnson. The referee says, no, that's a foul.
And that's Keedy Johnson's second foul, two fouls in a row here in this last minute of play. And exactly what the Sharks want. Chapman with a chance at the line with only 1 second on the clock and a chance to get it back up to double digits.
Just 1 second on the shot clock. There might be just a little bit of time for a haymaker from one end to the other, but unlikely. So these will be points that might just give the Sharks a little edge from the second quarter. They led by 10 after 10 minutes, and they may well lead by 11. They will if this goes in from Ronnie Chapman III, and nope. So honours even in terms of scoring in that second quarter, and the 10-point lead that the Sharks held at the end of the first, so they do at the end of the second, and they are up by 42-32. So in terms of scoring, much lower scoring quarter that was, 25-15 in the first. Sharks not able to replicate that, 17 only in period 2.
Yeah, 17 apiece, and I mean, you still take a look at it here. Sharks shooting 50% from the field. You got to look at those assists as well. 14 assists. The ball movement for the Sharks has just been absolutely incredible. Whereas Leicester Riders, decent job, you know, inside the paint from 2-point range, shooting over 60%, but that three-pointer, those three-pointers are killing them. Only 1 for 12. No rhythm from behind that three-point line. It's really hurting them.
So a nice 10-point lead from the Sharks to take into the second half. A lot for Leicester Riders to do to try and stop that run of defeats. And a bit of work for that man to do with his team in the locker room in a moment's time with Rob Paternostra. Right, we'll be back on DAZN live, of course, for the second half in just a moment. Just tell you that in London, it's 39-35 actually. It's quite tight in the game in London, which also tipped off at about the same time as us. Coming towards the end of the first half at Copy Box, it's London 39, Caledonia 35. Right, back for more action from both the Copper Box, if you're watching that game, and also from us here at the Canon Medical Arena in about 10 minutes' time. But let's go and find out some things about Dirk Williams maybe we didn't know.
Super League basketball is leveling up British youths. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
From an age I can't remember, my dream was to be a professional athlete. That was always what I wanted to do. At the time it was football, be a pro, play in the Premier League. But when I picked up a basketball, it was like, right, I want to do this professionally and I want to do everything I can to make it happen. Trying so many sports as a kid, I didn't really know which one I wanted to be a professional at. I just knew that's what I wanted to do. I always had self-belief. I always, no matter kind of what age, I always thought, why not me? Why can't I be the person that does it? I think spending some time when I was at Barking Abbey and spending some time with some pros that had also, like some alumni that had been at the academy and that had come back, kind of just to give back and work out with us, and seeing them and speaking to them, it kind of made me realize that I'm on a similar pathway to them, but also, like I said before, why can't I be the person that is able to go on and do those things? Before I went to Canada, the last game I played at home would have been 5 years ago. So that was definitely something I missed when I went away to Canada, was having my family there, having friends and family come and support, obviously being far from home as well. So it means the world to be back in my country, to be able to play and have my family at my games, and it really means a lot. After I finished up my senior year in Canada, there was a period of unknown, not knowing where I'd be. It was always in the back of my mind to come home. So when I first found out that Leicester was interested, I was obviously stoked. Knowing that a club of that caliber was interested in me was amazing, and it got me really fired up and excited made me want to come home even more. But the main thing is I want to be a part of the history of this club and say that I managed to help Leicester win another title. Want to inspire the next generation to think, why can't it be them? That's the next British kid in the league. For there to be British players in the league that are contributing to their teams and are helping their teams win, I think means a lot. Obviously, it's great having Americans and having other nationalities because of the talent that they bring to the league. But for the reasons we mentioned earlier, in terms of connecting with the fans and connecting with other British players in the next generation, I think it's great that there's so many British players in the league that want to be here and want to play for their respective clubs, and it definitely is helping put British players more on the map.
It's the first time we've ever had a major final in British basketball here at the AO Arena.
The 2026 Super League Cup Final is underway. Harrison drains the three. Gale to the basket. Out to Hottinger. Three is good for Ronnie Hottinger. Lewis spins to the basket. Great finish off the glass. Ciara finishes under the basket. Gale dancing around the outside, steps back. That will do it. The Sheffield Hatters are your 2026 Cup Final winners.
This has all the right ingredients to be a fantastic final.
Speed from Phillip getting to the rim. To the spin move. What a finish from Gabe Osamoy. Steps away. Johnson splashes. Another three. Jordan Johnson is on fire here in the final. There's McGusty and he's fouled as well. Jordan Johnson again. What a play from Tariq Phillip. McGusty does go, and McGusty from the elbow, and it is London who've made it 2 from 2. They are the Cup champions.
Sheffield gave me a good opportunity to help me with my off-the-court life. I was able to meet my beautiful wife, and we've had a kid together. My son, who's named after me, Dirk Williams. And that's my guy right there. He looks up to me. I try and be the best role model I can be for him. I try to support my family the best I can. When I was overseas, sometimes it would be hard. Just being at home by myself. Not really too much to look for off the court. But now that I'm getting home, it feels good to be able to wake up in the morning, take my kids to school, do that type of stuff, be able to come home to my wife and kids as well, especially for an entire season. When I was overseas, they just come visit here and there, but it's a lot better mentally to be able to come home and just feel a lot more comfortable and just have that home feeling. Very exciting, obviously coming back to somewhere where I started my career. Very whole new different version of myself. I was a lot younger at the time. Coming back to with a lot more experience and then playing in quite a few different countries, quite a few teams out here as well. And I've established myself in this city. I've done all the personal accolades here and stuff like that. I just want to be able to come in and help the team win and try to win championships if we can. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but we just have to you know, face the adversity and, you know, take it one game at a time. I think if we can do that, I think we can be a very good team. You know, I was a lot more younger, a lot more immature. You know, now, you know, I know stuff. I know how the basketball league is in the UK as well. So, you know, it's going to be good to teach, especially our rookies, you know, what to expect with everything, and you know, just learning how to soak in that role of being a leader. You know, I've been trying to work on it the past couple of years, so I think this year it'll definitely be in full effect. But I'm very excited about it. You know, Tiva is kind of holding me accountable, and you know, I'm going to try my best to do whatever I can as far as, you know, being that leader and trying to perfect that role for the team. It's been amazing to see their journey, and you know, especially from where they came from when I was here. You know, was playing in different gym, Ponsport, DIS. So it's very cool to see that they have their own arena now. Even when I wasn't playing here, they weren't playing here. So it'll be fun to finally be able to play in the gym and play in front of a lot of fans that I haven't seen in years as well. The message for them is, you know, just be ready. I'm just going to do whatever I can to, you know, to excite the fans, and I think we're just going to have a lot of fun this year. We're just going to try and take it one game at a time. I'm not going to be too cocky or anything like that. I just want to let the fans know, you know, this should be a fun season, not even only just for myself, but for the team as well.
Super League basketball is leveling up British hoops. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
Welcome back to the heart of Sheffield for the second part of this Sheffield-Leicester encounter, which we're going to see many during the course of April. And Sheffield had a 10-point lead after the first quarter. They have a 10-point lead at halftime, 42-32. And it has been a little bit of the Dirk Williams show. You saw him just now in a little feature. And there's the man who started the scoring, was Jordan Rottino earlier on. So Sheffield with that 10-point advantage. Leicester have provided it from the likes of Suleiman and Martin and Johnson. And here are some of the highlights of the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, phenomenal job from Sheffield here in that first half, specifically that first quarter, as Nick Kern, some big finishes above the rim, but don't forget about Johnson. I'm back, remember me? But Sheffield dominating that first quarter, finishing with a 10-point lead, and obviously Dirk Williams, a huge part of that, 11 points in that first quarter. Doing a phenomenal job, 3 threes for himself there, but multiple contributions across the board for the Sharks. Pretty much everybody, just about everybody who stepped on the floor has put the ball in the basket, but Sheffield just dominating the defensive end multiple times, getting steals, getting out on the open break, good looks. Pharaoh Ali-Hodjic holding down the paint inside for the Sharks. But yeah, strong start. But then that second quarter, Leicester, a little bit of a fight back. Both teams with 17 points apiece in that second quarter. So Leicester, a lot of work to do here in the second half to chip into that double-digit lead, but it's in sight and not impossible.
Yeah, Dirk Williams leading all scorers with 11 points. I know I keep going on about it, I don't want to go on about it, but the amount of time he's on the court. Now today he's actually had fewer minutes on the court because the amount of fouls he's got, it's actually taken off the court quite a bit.
He does. I mean, he leads the team in minutes, 2 minutes a game. We saw last game in the overtime game, he had over 40 minutes. It was just phenomenal, but it just shows the trust that Coach Atiba Lions has in Dirk Williams to leave him out there. He knows he can trust him on both ends of the floor. I mean, Dirk is great defensively as well. He averages just under 1 block a game, but he impacts every single stat line. 4 rebounds per game, just under 3 assists per game, and you know that he is lights out from beyond that three-point arc.
Now, in the week that Coach Sabonis has registered himself as a player, can I ask you, Mike Tuck, if we're going to see you do likewise? Have you not seen that?
What? Register as a coach? Oh, register as a player. That was April Fool's, Bob.
I just wanted you to bring that up.
No, thank you, Bob. I'm happy playing with the GB over 40s. That's my lane.
Good for you. He's done his work over 11 years, so he probably doesn't have to do that at all. But anyway, Leicester in all red, if you have just joined us, playing from left to right on your screen. And there's their first 2 of the second half.
Strong finish inside from Braun Sheffield. Just stuck with the play. Nice reverse hand layup.
So they've got it down to single digits now in terms of lead. Ali Hozic to Chapman. And that will be Sheffield ball. And that will be a foul on Travis A. That's his third.
Yeah, Evie picks up the foul, his third. So not what you want to see from a guy like Evie, who's been consistent for this Leicester Riders team the whole way through.
Nixon to Chapman. Now Chapman will look for the drive, and then they'll put it to Ali Hozic, who can't quite turn, but he does eventually. And when he does, you know it's going to go next.
Ali Hozic again, he's so great with that left hand, spinning back to that left hand and finishing off the glass. We've seen a couple of those already tonight.
Goes to 11 points, joins Dirk Williams on that mark. Trading baskets early on. Now Johnson has to be careful about those fouls, of course, because he's on 2 early, and they came back to back, and they've run out of time on that shot. The 24-second shot clock had expired before the shot came in from Johnson, so that'll be a turnover, and a silly one really from a Leicester point of view.
Well, a great hands from Nixon there. He got a deflection, didn't get the steal, but helped the clock expire.
Chapman again going down the center of the court. They're not stopping him. They'll go back outside. Instead they're going to go for Nixon. Gets underway for the night.
Wow, put him in the spin cycle and the step back. Beautiful shot from Nixon.
Evie twists and turns and spins on Nixon this time. Puts it inside for Martin. Martin will then go in a real matchup with the big guys, and they wanted a foul for that, but they didn't get it.
Wow, big physical play inside from Martin.
Travis Evie, sorry, Ross Chapman the third at the other end. Here comes Chapman. Little up and under, but all it does is find a man in red, not a man in blue. Evie down now for Suleiman, and then out for the corner. And that will be 3 from Braun Sheffield, who goes into double figures.
Yeah, great play from him. 2 baskets so far in the second half, getting himself going.
Leicester come out with a bit of purpose, as you might imagine. They've got to get some early scores here to keep themselves in the competition now. Chapman too, well, short is the word I was looking for. Just didn't quite reach the basket. And that's an easy claim for Leicester with Suleiman. Now to Johnson. Braun Sheffield. Hasn't got a lot of room to maneuver, hasn't got a lot of room to get to the basket. There's Ali Hozic again, making life so difficult. And just no room to breathe there for the Leicester Riders, and that will be foul on Dirk. What was the foul? Sorry, that was foul on Johnson, wasn't it?
The foul was called on Johnson, his third. Technical foul now called on
the coach.
Is it a tech?
On the coach, I think.
Is it a tech or a warning? No, just a warning.
Okay, all right. There's an awful lot going on there.
See here, great hands from Ali Hodges, and then in the open court here, just a little reach in from Johnson.
Nixon finds the man under the hoop, and that's Nick Kern Jr. Gets intercepted, though, by Nat Martin. And Leicester can come away with it, and will with Evie. Nice pass inside. That was lovely work. That's the best move of the night from Leicester, and 2 more important points from the number 77.
Well, all of a sudden, a little bit of synergy between this Riders team. They're playing together and moving that ball around.
Leads down to 5 now. And then from distance, Prentice slightly off right, and Leicester can bring this down to a potential 2 or maybe 3-point ball game here. Quick transition in terms of, but then the steal. Rodney Chapman don't put it. Oh, gets rejected. No, I was on the way down. 2 points will count.
Wow, great steal there from Rodney Chapman III. Got all the way out in that lane. And an athletic play at the ball for Katie Johnson. We see here, beautiful steal. Got in there, saw him coming, but ball hit the backboard on its way down. So that 2 points will count for the Sharks.
Bit of breathing space for the Sharks as Leicester are starting to breathe down their necks. Evie almost threw it away, but Simon did well to reclaim it, but he's got Nixon in his face, and Nixon gets bumped. That's going to be an offensive foul. I kind of saw that coming because Nixon was just really making life so difficult for him, and his reaction was one of frustration.
He's a pest on that defensive end. You know, if you're an offensive player on the opposite team, he's the last guy you want on you because he will not leave you alone. But great job at drawing the charge there. And I said we don't believe we keep the stats on charges drawn, but he's got to be up there in the league. He gets at least 1 or 2 a game.
4 fouls now on Evie. Takes him out of the play for the time being. So that was a really good foul to earn from the Sharks' point of view, not from Leicester's point of view, however. Rotino. Now the rotation we were seeing much more readily from the Sharks early on is starting to come back into the play. Nixon has to turn, has to spin. Wow! How did he do that?
Oh, beautiful play from Nixon, coming alive here in the second half.
Back-to-back baskets for Nixon after a quiet first half. Didn't have a lot of court time, it must be said, but now trying to influence it again. Martin might have to take this all on himself. He is going to have to take it all on himself. There's no other options. They go outside instead, and that's going to fall obligingly for Nick Kern Jr. No worries with the rest on that claim, and that's another rebound. How many's he got now? Is that 8? I believe it's 8. Rodney Chapman III will take that shot clock down to 10. Then he'll find Prentice Nixon. Then in turn, Ali Hozic. They want to travel. They're not going to get a travel. They're not going to concede 2 points either, Leicester there. Somehow, some way, pinball style, it's found its way back to Johnson. Johnson to Borman Rafe, and that will be a foul. Foul is on Ali Hozic, his 2nd of the game, and Sharks' 1st of this quarter.
Yeah, just that aggressive style of defense that the Sharks are playing. And it's the only time it can come to bite you is when you're getting fouls like that, but it's been working so far.
Well, they have to use Michael Joyner a bit now because of the fouls for Evie. And there's 2 more to add. This time coming from Suleiman.
9 points for Suleiman. Great finish inside from him.
Ali Hozic had to work very, very hard for that basket. That was very physical, but he doesn't mind that. And there's 13 personal for him now. Joyner has got Rotino in his face, and that will be a foul on Nick Kern. No, it wasn't Nick Kern Jr. It was actually on Ali Hozic. And that's going to be another one to add. So that's 2 back-to-back fouls very quickly there from the number 25.
And again, you know, aggressive defense from the Sharks, but a couple fouls now, so just want to take a breather, slow it down a bit, keep your man in front of you, good help side, keep the communication going.
To get the ball back in play. 12 seconds from that 14 remaining. That will be a foul on Prentice Nixon. Was it? Or was it actually on? It was, yeah, it was on Nixon.
His first foul of the game.
Yeah, it's got a little scrappy last minute or so, but Sheffield retaining that 9-point margin. Leicester need to get that ball in. No, 5 seconds has expired. It's going to be a turnover.
And that's, you know, something that the coaching staff of Riders is not going to be happy with. You know, you've got to be able to execute your sideline out of bounds plays, your baseline out of bounds plays. Like 5 seconds is plenty of time. But Sharks, again, no breathing room on the defensive end.
Nixon to Chapman. Still looking to get Troy D'Amico on the board. So he's got a foul against him, but he hasn't got a basket yet. But there's another.
Oh, my Lord. Beautiful finish. Jeez.
2 more from the man who loves to do spectacular things. And at the other end, that's going to be a 2 and 1 coming up here.
Oh, great finish inside from Martin. Physical, took the bump, got the finish. Keeps Leicester in the conversation here in the third.
Yeah, Martin will go to the line. Menzies will come in for the Riders. They've got too many players on the court at the moment.
Coach Paternostro confused as to what's going on there. As Menzies steps back into the game.
I think Suleiman was the one who was actually a bit uncertain about what he was doing there, whether he should be coming on or going off or doing the hokey cokey or whatever. But that's another point. 12 now for Martin. And that lead is still within range from a Leicester point of view. Chapman. Up goes another 2 from Nick Kern Jr. 13 now.
Beautiful, and I think this lineup works for the Sharks. They're a little bit smaller, but a little bit quicker, especially against guys like Menzies and Martin.
Joyner might get his first 2 of the night. Not quite. Still bouncing around. You can't just hold it up in the air. It doesn't work that way. Nixon now for 3, well over the top of the hoop. Never looked set for that. Johnson now will drive and pulled out and didn't get the 2. He thought the contact was coming and it didn't. Nixon, that's an intentional, surely. The 2 won't count, but surely that's an intentional, isn't it?
No, just a blocking foul there. Both teams going to the refs. Keedy thought he was fouled down that end, and here Prentice Nixon turns on the burners, picks up the foul, and yeah, that's the right call. It is on the ground.
Nixon will get it in. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Chapman back out for Rotino, just a bit too strong. Oops. And Troy D'Amico was doing a volleyball move there.
Yeah.
With a little spike.
Well, great attempt at the ball there for D'Amico. Keeps it alive, keeps it in possession of the Sharks.
14 seconds on the shot clock. And they need to get it in quick too, because the 5 seconds was almost gone. And there's 2 at the back door from Jordan Rotino.
It's a beautiful play from Jordan Rotino, especially when you're putting up a shot over 7'3" Menzies. Nice and quick, got it to the basket.
Martin, then Joyner. Joyner looks to get past Nick Kern Jr. Not an easy move to make, but a very good play involving Nat Martin, and he goes to 14 points, and that lead gets trimmed again.
And it's smart play. Martin, obviously, 6 points in this third quarter so far. He's doing a tremendous job on the interior for the Riders.
Sharks still with a little bit of a buffer between them and Leicester, and that'll be another foul. That's on Aaron Menzies.
And it's a smart play, you know, put Nick Kern in the middle of the zone. You know, Riders sitting back in that zone defense. Let Nick Kern go one-on-one against the big. He's got the speed advantage and the athleticism advantage. So one-on-one situation for Kern will be great. But back up to a 10-point lead. Both teams with 16 points in this quarter. So that first quarter from the Sharks is just holding strong for them. so far. Just under 2 minutes to play here in the third, as Nick Kern extends the lead out to 11. And after a nice run from the Riders, Sharks are making their stab at it here.
Nick Kern averaging about 12 points per game. Well, he's gone beyond that in this one. He's on 14, but doesn't put the second of the 3 throws away. Lead, though, goes to 11 from a Sharks position. They have been up as many as 12, but Leicester nearly got it back to a handful of points. Johnson gets fouled on the way to the hoops. That'll be a second on Troy D'Amico.
And Johnson goes down pretty hard after that one. He's back on his feet, but great athleticism here from Johnson. We see he takes his time, uses the screen, and that downhill play at the basket. Tough guy to stay in front of.
Actually, his third foul, not his second. 3 fouls for D'Amico now. That will take Johnson to 7.
Chance to cut it to single digits right here.
Yeah, 2 from 2 for Johnson. Now they're back into 9. They were almost as close as 1 basket away, but working their way back up that little run for Sheffield. 1:33 remaining in this quarter. D'Amico to Nick Kern Jr. Good rotation again from Sheffield, and Glasgow Jr. pops it in for 3.
Beautiful shot, no hesitation, catch and shoot from the corner, and again, that Sharks ball movement is helping them greatly.
Bournemouth Raffet, he marked a card on him early on. He's starting to really come into his own right now. Suleiman, 3 people in his way, and one of them is Nick Kern Jr. And one of them was probably going to pick up on it, and it was he who did on this occasion. Francis Nixon looks up. Well, they're all pointing in different directions. He might have to go and do it himself. Yeah, he does. That's slightly off left and falls back to Suleiman. Remains at 12 now. Menzies hasn't yet scored, and that will be Sharks' ball, provided, of course, Nixon gets there first, and he does, and pops it away for 2.
Smart play there from Nixon. Good chase down, wide open off the miscommunication and turnover from the Riders.
Martin, back out again for Bournemouth Raffet, who wants it back. Not going to get it under. Look at how strong the Sharks were under the hoop there. That'll be put in, though, by Suleiman.
10 seconds left on the clock.
Last offense in quarter 3. Nixon gets fouled. And that was a foul on the way to the hoop. There's too much doubt about that. And it's Joyner who gets his second.
Yeah, and again, it's just, I think it's, you know, this team has been thrown together. There's a lot of lack of experience out there. You got to know, under 10 seconds, no fouls, just play it out.
Nixon plants the first in the right place and could give Sheffield a 13-point lead with 1 more conversion here. Yep, that's now
14.
No, it wasn't far away, was it? That attempt, but that is a quarter that's gone just in the Sheffield Sharks' favour. They've extended their lead, but they haven't pulled away totally. Leicester are still in this.
Yeah, it's still within reach. They've got a lot of work to do, and I think this first 3 minutes of the fourth quarter is going to be extremely important for them. They've got to set the tone early. They've got to get it done on the defensive end, and they've got to start playing more like a unit. And again, because they haven't been playing together for so long, they don't know each other's games as well. They don't know the sets that well. So I think the ball movement for them has been a little bit lackluster, and from that you're not getting quality three-point shots, but forced three-point shots. Still 2 for 15 from the three-point line has really hurt them this evening. You can see the Sharks rolling, shooting over 53% for the game. Not a great three-point percentage, but a solid one. But the ball movement is there. 21 assists for them so far. And 10 steals over 4 steals. They're creating offense with their defense.
They're into the third quarter at the Copper Box Arena in London, and the Lions are up by 57-44 with 3 minutes to go now, so they're starting to turn that game around. There's a long way to go in that. And Sheffield fans have, as often, come bedecked in all kinds of different clothing and accessories tonight.
You know, it's not just a good Friday in the tank. It's a great Friday when you're in the tank. Right, Bob?
So he's trying to earn some money on the halfway chuck, if you like. And, well, he's quite a way short. He won't be being signed up by the Sharks anytime soon, I can assure you. But Nick Kern Jr. and Nathaniel Martin, 14 points each, are joint top scorers at the moment. Ali Hozic on 13. Also need to start looking at those fouls, because there's quite a few fouls accumulated. We talked about Travis Evie with 4. So he's had to sit it out for a little bit. That's why we're seeing a lot more of the bench players.
Yeah, Keedy Johnson on 3 fouls. If you look over the Sharks end, Dirk Williams, Ali Hozic, and D'Amico and Michael Drobia all on 3 themselves. So,
well, I think it'd be right to be happy with the situation, but they won't take anything for granted. 14 points is easily taken away and can evaporate quite quickly. You're not right on your game. We've seen that happen many times. So Nick Kern Jr. looking for the hook shot, didn't quite work. He'll get his rebound though, and he'll look maybe to get somebody else involved in the play. D'Amico gets his first, and it's a 3.
There we go. Troy D'Amico's first points as a Sheffield Shark. Big three-pointer from him.
Yeah, he will enjoy that. He'll enjoy watching that back. Probably won't enjoy me calling him DeMarco, but it's very much D'Amico. And that's going to be an offensive foul on Flynn Borman-Raffay.
And again, Prentice Nixon. Great timing, great footwork. He always knows where to get to at the right time. And another second charge he's taken so far tonight.
First foul on Borman-Raffay. Sheffield back on the ball and still holding on to that reasonably sizable lead. There's a long way still to go yet. And Sheffield will want to be on top of their game for a little longer.
And here we see Troy D'Amico wide open on the corner. Big three-point shot from him, nothing but net. Welcome to Sheffield, Troy.
He was trying to get Otorobia involved under the hoop. Wasn't able to claim it, wasn't able to take it. So Suleiman will come back with it for Leicester Riders. Quick give and go to Joyner. Johnson back out. Here's Joyner again looking for his first 2. He gets fouled in the axe shooting, so he will go to the line.
Mike Joyner joining the squad. He's played down for Loughborough in BCB action. He also plays for Loughborough University in Bucks action. He's a contender for BCB Player of the Year, having a phenomenal season down with them. So I can imagine what a whirlwind season that's been for him. He's playing university ball, he's playing BCB ball, and now he's been called up to SLB. So lots of different practices, lots of different games this season. But here with an opportunity, well, Super League basketball.
Before tonight, he scored 1 point. He's tripled his total for Leicester this year.
Hey, there you go, improvement.
Nixon will drive. Now he put it back out for Dirk Williams, who we've not talked about for a while because he's not been out there because he's been on those 3 fouls, but he's suddenly back into the action again. Bounce pass to Otorobia. Kind of running out of time, and here comes a shot from Nixon. The rebound will be taken by Joyner this time. Quick, Johnson rolls, and it'll be end line for Leicester, or is it a foul? We'll see. It's a foul.
A foul? I don't. Was it after the shot? Is that what they called?
Ali Hozic, is it Ali Hozic from the Cumby? Who is it?
Let's take a quick look at the replay here. See, Keedy goes up, and it looks like it was a push in the back from Nixon.
Well, that hits the backboard side of the backboard and comes back out to Nixon. He'll direct the traffic, as he so often does, as he sets the play up. D'Amico's making his way. Dirk Williams is going under the hoop. Here comes D'Amico. And just given away as Johnson goes for three. No, the rebound claimed quite comfortably by Nixon. And Sharks can turn the play around again. As the old hunting horn goes in the background. Try and get him to go. 12 seconds and just inside the 2, but no. It's going to be Leicester who come away with it this time, and they're looking to a bit of urgency here. Evie, yes.
Big shot from Evie. About 40 foot out on that one. Something to break up the scoring from the Sharks and get Leicester back on the right foot.
Of course, a bit like Dirk Williams, he hasn't been able to play a lot of time in this game because he's been on team fouls, or sorry, personal fouls very early on. That's why he's had to sit it out. But very much back in with a vengeance on that one. So we're at 69-57.
Yeah, obviously Nick Kern Jr. leading the way for the Sharks, 14 points personal. Not far behind him is Nathaniel Martin from the Leicester Riders. He's also on 14. Pharaoh Ali Hodgic on 13. Dirk Williams and Suleiman both on 11. Sharks leading the way with those bench points. Lots of contributions from lots of different guys all across the board tonight. And everybody who stepped onto the floor for the Sharks has scored at least one basket.
2-1 in terms of assists as well, although it was interesting when that stat came up for the end of the third quarter that actually Leicester's out rebounding Sheffield, not by much, but they were.
They definitely are, but then you see, look at the turnovers here, and then also the steals from Sheffield. I mean, points from turnovers for the Sharks, 15 points for the Sharks. Points from turnovers, 9 for the Riders, so Sheffield edging them in that category as well.
Nixon advances the ball over halfway for Sheffield. Rotino. He's got Williams in the corner, kind of isolated at the moment. Ali Hozic. He's got Menzies right in his face, so he delivers it instead to Glasgow Junior. They're down to 4 seconds. They need something. They've got something. They've got it for the man who always provides. Dirk Williams with another 3.
Dirk Williams turns to the bench and the Leicester Riders traveling fans and tells them to hush.
In no uncertain terms.
Another foul here from
Nixon.
Prentice Nixon. That'll be his 3rd.
Yeah, he's on 3. D'Amico's on 3. Ocharobi is on 3. Ali Hozic is on 3. Williams is on 3.
Well, see here, Dirk, hand in his face, turns, be quiet. Dirk Williams is in the building.
Evie, little lob pass, which took the 2 big men together, and Ali Hozic didn't quite keep Aaron Menzies quiet on this occasion.
Menzies, big body, 7'3", nice spin on the baseline, but lifted up that pivot foot, so.
Nixon's been thinking more about his points and his fouls right now. He's on 8. Maybe going to go to double figures so he can finish this move off. Ali Hozic, here's Williams. Ali Hozic, 8 seconds. Something has to be constructed quickly. Williams will do it. Williams leaning over. Williams again for another 2.
Dirk Williams back into the game. 11 points in that first quarter. Had to sit out the majority of the second and the third, and just putting his stamp here in the 4th.
Lead up to 17 now. Sharks starting to pull away, making it difficult for Leicester Riders to get back with just over 6 minutes. There's still a bit of time. That's a nice work again for Flynn, Borman, Rafe.
A great drive there from Flynn. But But Sheffield making this Riders team work for every single bucket.
Coutinho. I've got the coach right in front of me now, so it's going to make it a bit more difficult as Nixon goes for 2 more.
Beautiful sweeping hook shot from Nixon over the giant Menzies.
Lead now, biggest of the game, 17 points. Evie off right, and picked up by Ali Hozic as we're getting towards the last 5 minutes of the game. And that will be an offensive foul on Prentice Nixon. No, sorry. Yeah, Prentice Nixon, that's his 4th.
Wow, I didn't get a good look at it. I didn't see a foul there, but see if we can get a replay. As Nixon comes out, Nick Kern Jr. back in.
Well,
on those 4
I'm not
fouls.
sure either, but the official saw it.
Here we go, quick replay here. Nixon, great job getting out in that open court. Just a little bit of a push off there on the shoulder there.
Johnson, well, that's an offensive foul as well. I was about to say, is that any different? And obviously it wasn't because he called it.
Well, you got to say, at least they're being consistent. Both ends of the floor, mirror plays, same call both times. Keedy Johnson now on four fouls, as well as Prentice Nixon. So you couldn't have mirrored that any better.
Well, we're probably going to lose somebody in this game. Still 5 or so minutes to go, and there's chances are we might see somebody foul out. But obviously Prentice Nixon's been taken out of the action for the time being. Dirk Williams, and now Ali Hozic. Williams, good interplay. That's great play. That is fantastic. That's a 3-way play involving Nick Kern at the end.
Well, again, the ball movement. This team is just playing cerebral basketball, finding each other in the right moments at the right times.
Evie, Menzies wanted to give the give-and-go ball, but didn't in the end. Might come back around to him. Martin, up it goes for no points. And the last touch is a Leicester one. Well, that's how it was originally called. I think it might have been turned over. Yeah, has been changed. Call has changed.
Evie not able to connect on that one, but possession back to the Riders. And a lot of individual talent, a lot of individual plays on the ball, but they've got to start finding a way to working more together.
Evie. Again, looks back, and has to look back this time to Martin. Martin wanted to give a quick release to Johnson, wasn't quite ready, and that will be an easy claim for Rodney Chapman III. Sheffield have a 19-point lead. Ali Hozic will try and act as a bit of a shield here, and their foul will give Rodney Chapman a chance to go to the line, and Johnson's got another foul. He's out. That's 5 fouls.
Oh, interesting. I thought that was on Menzies, but Johnson, he's out in his first game back with the Leicester Riders here. And he'll finish with 8 points, a rebound, and a couple of assists, steal and a block in there as well. But tough. He's been at home for a month, been called over here after starting the season in Lebanon, and come to this team in a chaotic time. So he's got a few more games this month, lots of games for him to get acquainted before we head into the playoffs.
That is 5 Sharks players in double figures. Very similar to Surrey last week, actually. They're sharing the load. 16 from Dirk Williams, 10 from Prentice Nixon, 10 now from Chapman.
4 fouls on Dirk Williams here as he wrestles Martin on the inside. Leicester in the bonus. They'll head to the free throw line. Martin with a chance to go to 15.
Yeah, just fishing off those numbers. Nick Kern Jr. with 16 and Ali Hozic with 13. Yeah, last time these two met, back in September, was a 28-point win for Sheffield. Could still happen today. They've got to get moving a bit. That's going to be the case, but there's another points to At least keep them in range of the .4, and that margin goes to 15 now, I think.
Oh, that's an intentional foul there. Phenomenal pass from Chapman and Ali Hodgic. Good strong take up, but Menzies with the hold on the arm there, so got to make a play on the ball.
Yeah, 20 points the advantage at the moment. So they did win by 28 back in September. They've got 2 more meetings yet to come. Those head-to-heads could be important if the teams finish up fairly close together. Hozic gets his 14th point of the night. Make that 15.
And another monster performance here from Ali Hodgic. He's stacking these games together now, just at the right moment.
And there must be a technical as well, because there's sideline possession.
It was an intentional foul.
Intentional.
On the original.
Yeah. Okay.
Possession back to the Sharks here.
Yep. Dirk Williams has it. Ali Hodgic gives and goes. Chapman thought he'd been fouled. He'll carry on regardless as it comes in for maybe a second three-pointer from Troy D'Amico, and that will be another foul, and Ali Hodgic goes to the 4-foul club.
Yeah, from looking up at the scoreboard, it's just lit up like a Christmas tree on both ends of the board. But Menzies will take his 7'3" frame to the free throw line.
Hasn't scored yet. Now he has. He's off the mark. But it's a long way back from here with 3:36 remaining in the game. Top scorer for them is Martin with 15. But 2 from 2 from the line as Mike Oshorobia comes back in, and obviously because he's on those 4 team fouls, 4 individual fouls, Ali Hodgic sits down for a while. We may not see him again in the next 3:36. Probably not going to be required. Ronnie Chapman can take it from here for the time being. Chapman has Troy D'Amico, who's got off the mark with a 3 from the corner. Now Chapman.
Beautiful shot from Rodney Chapman. It's been a while since we've seen one of those threes, so great one for him to knock down here in the 4th.
Joyner, Suleiman had an early impact with a couple of baskets, but hasn't done a great deal since. And Ronnie Chapman is very much front and center what's happening with the Sharks at the moment. D'Amico getting a bit more court time, as I think they think it's pretty much done and dusted. Williams, Mike Oshorobia. Williams on 16, up he comes, and that will be and 1 as well now for Troy D'Amico. That's his first 2 to add to the 3, and he'll get a chance to go and complete the set.
You love to see it. He's getting more comfortable out there. He's a great rebounder, good offensive crash there, and nice reverse finish and a trip to the line. Troy D'Amico barely been here a week and already contributing.
Leads up to 25, getting close to that 28 that they had when they were down in Leicester back in September. Yeah. All done. He'll feel much better about that now, won't he? 3 and a 2 and a 1, all under his belt. That's what we call a Ted Rogers here.
3, 2, 1.
Michael Joyner. Now, what can Leicester salvage from this? It's going to be another defeat for them. Suleiman, no, doesn't drop. He had a couple early on which gave encouragement, but nothing much has happened since for him. Williams, now they'll start maybe some showboating possibly here. So a lot of rotation. Shot clock down to 10. Chapman the 3rd. And Ray West is out there for the Sharks. He's already got 1 basket this year. He's getting for his 2nd. Where's that going to end up? It's end up with back in Leicester hands with Suleiman. goes baseline. Didn't have enough strength on that, didn't have enough zip on that to get it for 2. Chapman all the way, no, not quite. He'll go in a little circle. Now D'Amico. He'll begin to center a few more baskets here. They're down to 10, down to a bit of a throwaway between him and West. And Ronnie Chapman just walks back into his end of the court and says, oh, well, that's a play that didn't quite work.
You can see why Chapman's frustrated. It's like, Rayad, we're trying to get you the ball. Get your hands up. Get ready.
So 26 points, and we got first look at Oscar Curran here for the Leicester Riders, wearing 0. And also Seth Wiley.
Wiley right into the game. Big 3 for him. And another, again, Curran and Wiley, both guys who played for the BCB team and the Bucks Uni team.
Williams, Red West. That'll be sideline possession with 1:17. Be quite an occasion if they were to get a 28-point win on the first 2 games against Leicester this year. And they're getting pretty close to it. Here's Williams on 16 personal at the moment. Also, they put him back out there, even though he's got 4 fouls. Thrown away, but that will still be Sharks' ball with 2 seconds remaining on the shot clock and 1:06 in the game. So I think it's going to be put in bounds by Rodney Chapman. They're trying to get some of the more inexperienced players involved.
Relatively quickly here. Catch and shoot.
Williams, no, surely not. Oh, it came close. It came close. It wiped its feet, but didn't quite get there. Joyner up 4, no points. Rebound to Ekinsiku. They're using all the depth of their bench right now. Williams, 45 seconds. We'll bring it back towards halfway. Then he'll go on a drive. Then he'll wait and try and entice Wiley into him. And there's another one. Oh, another one!
D'Amico. Love that shot from the corner. Points on the board for the young fella tonight.
26 points now is the lead into the last knockings. That'll be a rebound for Chapman. Chapman will bring now, if they do get 2 more, it will be a 28 victory like it was back in September. He's right in there and gets fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And it's just very encouraging to see for this Sharks team who had a bit of a dip, you know, a couple months ago, now getting back onto their feet, made some changes in the roster, and now you're seeing games like this where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys in double figures. D'Amico on 9 points, and everybody kind of contributing. Bench points are coming from all over the board. The defensive intensity is there.
There's your 28. There is your 28-point lead. Now, if they don't concede now, then that will be exactly what we saw in September. It looks like Joyner's not going to worry too much. Oh, he's going to get a go. Oh, he just spoiled the equation there. Well done, Michael. Thank you. Doesn't matter. They won't care. And Riyadh's not going to get to the basket in time because the time has come and the time has gone. And that's a big win for Sheffield. Another big win against Leicester this year. Leicester cannot buy a win, even with the new players in. And, of course, they've got another big player to come in for their next game. And Sheffield will play Leicester twice more in April. That's a good way to start the month. In fact, good back-to-back wins for Sheffield, who start to look at the right end of the table rather than the wrong end.
Yeah, they definitely do. And another encouraging win. Back-to-back wins here in the tank for Coach Lyons. So momentum building, and it couldn't come at a better time as we head into this month of April, the final month of play in the championship. This is when you want to be playing your best basketball. This is when you want to have the ball rolling in your favor, and a couple wins like this against a team like Leicester will certainly do that for the Sharks. Leicester still trying to find that footing. Some new players in here. They'll have to figure out if it's too little or too late. But they're still in the running for the playoffs, and we all know that anything can happen once you get to that magical month of May.
Yeah, hard job for Rob Paternoster to get it all going and up and running again. But we'll have a look at the finishing stats, and they make very, very good reading from a Sheffield point of view. Going through the individual scores as we wait for those. In fact, no, you take these and I'll give you the individuals afterwards.
Well, again, I think it just came down to the shooting percentages. Sharks were just putting more balls in the hole and hitting 10 3-pointers to Riders at 5 for 24, so 21%. Not the best thing. Also multiple players in double figures. Contributions all across the board. Dirk Williams kind of got it rolling. Nick Kern, Farrell Hodgich, all major contributors today, playing inside-out basketball, and that was the difference maker. Leicester not able to find that synergy as a whole.
Well, Nick Kern Jr., didn't he follow up a double-double here with a 16-pointer and 10 rebounds?
And that's what he does, and we saw how active he can be on the offensive glass. How many times did we see him flying in from the wing, getting offensive rebounds? Four offensive rebounds out of 10, so great job from him tonight.
And Troy D'Amico will be happy with 9 points and 5 rebounds tonight.
He definitely will. It's great to see. He's a great kid. I've talked to him a lot off the court. It's his first season pro, so for him to go out there, step onto a team like the Sharks, and then have an impact like today, we'll see what he can do with it, keep building forward.
Some of the highlights coming up now, but I want to highlight again Ali Hozic, his contribution, because, again, impressive in terms of points, 15 in this, but it's his all-round play and what he does at the other end of the court as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's a leader out there, but he's that big body in the middle. He's got that voice. He's talking to the guys. He's getting them going. But today, he's talking the talk, but he walks the walk as well, and some great finishes inside. Obviously, a lot of great points. Great to see Troy D'Amico again hit that 3, but so many contributions across the board. So very encouraging for this Sharks team. They want to finish in that top 4 slot. This win gives them number 14, so one step closer to getting that home court advantage in that first round of the playoffs.
Let's have a look at the other fixtures this weekend, and indeed the game that's still in progress down the Copper Box, where London are 77-64 up with about 2 minutes left in that game. Tomorrow on DAZN, we have Surrey against Manchester. That should be a bit of a corker with a 6 o'clock tip. And 3 games on Sunday. Leicester will play Bristol. That's a 3 o'clock start. 4 o'clock up there in Glasgow for Caledonia against Newcastle. And then Cheshire London, that's 1 and 2 right now. That is going to be an absolute cracker. I'll be watching that 5:30 on Sunday. Unfortunately, my football team is also playing at the same time, so I might be a bit torn. But anyway, Cheshire against London are playing. That could be London could win the title pretty much over the weekend, so that could be the last game to take them over the line.
2 screens.
I don't have 2 screens. Unlike you, I can't.
You got your phone. You got your phone.
Anyway, it's been a great night as far as Sheffield are concerned. In fact, 2 great nights back-to-back from last weekend, and 93-68 the final score, and a great all-round contribution to the likes of Williams and Chapman and Nick Kern and Ali Hozic. And they'll be ready for the 2 next encounters with the Riders later on in the month. We'll be back next Friday, another Friday night game when Caledonia are in town. And we'll see you for more basketball action from the Canon Medical Arena in 7 days' time. From Mike and myself, Bob Ballard, a very good night to you. Have a good weekend.
Super League Basketball is leveling up British youths. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.